Let's go. Okay, let's go jump into Nagin's paper because it's very similar to what we want to do. I guess I want to find out what her model was again. I think in her model, customers also had types, which can stand for categories, but we are not going getting too deeply involved in everything. I just want to see the model. I want to see the model. I just want to see models. That's it. We have related work. We have consumers. Okay, that's when it starts. Model and preliminaries. So consider an online platform that displays n items indexed by 1 to n. So this is Nagin. Indexed by I, y, 1 to n. There is a fly, big fucking fly here, got stuck here and just makes noise. Actually, it's just the definition of noise is flying, wing. Do you hear that? I'm gonna kill you. I tried my best so that it can escape, but dude, where are you? Where are you? Enough! Sit down somewhere, you dumb fuck! You got it stuck here and just makes noise. It's actually good. Flies are dumb, just making noise. Alright, look, there's a dragonfly outside. How high do they fly? And then this motherfucker sees it and says, oh, I can do that too. No, this dumb fuck thinks he came through these windows while the door was open. I don't know how he got into the building first place. Consider an... Bro, every time I block this, you are junk. Yes, delete and report junk. Consider an online platform displays n items, index 1 to n items considered n positions. We had m items, right? Indexed by j. J is for item, still good, where the position with lower indices have a higher visibility. Exactly. They have this metric called visibility, or it can be called the score, right? So j in 1 to n. Fixing my posture. Now, where the position with lower indices have a higher visibility. Depending on the market that the platform hosts, an item can be a product, an app, or a service. Well, this is a huge difference. Different platforms, I think, need different studies. Or an ad featuring one of these. The platform displays the items to be the consumer in the form of an order. Consumer's action can take the form of a click, purchase, or download. Yeah, download also, right? Google Play. To be concrete, hereafter we refer to the items and the desired action as product and purchase. Respectively, the platform goal is to find the optimal ranking of the product. Platform decision is a permutation. Okay, the thing is that I guess Nagin is using this big space of permutation, which we are not a fan of. Right? That's the biggest space to study. So, whatever. Consumer search behavior and choice model. We first discuss the consumer's utility derived from each. Okay, consumer's utility, which is also equivalent to our loss function. We spent some time yesterday in our primary draft. We are saying first time consumer finds a product related to their type, which can be improved, get better, but it's a good method. All right. Here they're assuming a lot of distributional assumptions and we don't need it. We first discussed the consumer's utility. So the consumer utility is two parts. UI, it's the shared intrinsic utility of the product, right? And there is another part, cost of search. Fuck off. But the platform doesn't know that though. How should... Okay. And an idiosyncratic part ZI, we adopt the convention of representing random variables UI and ZI. I think our model will be close to it but won't be exactly it. By uppercase letters and the realization by the lowercase letters UI and ZI, a priori the consumers does not know the intrinsic utility of okay exactly, then he has to click on it and then go check the intrinsic value and needs to exert effort to observe it. We model this lack of information on the consumer side, assuming that UI is a random variable. However, we stress that after exerting the necessary effort, the consumer will know the realized intrinsic utility UI. We assume that the two parts of the utility are independent, UI and ZI are independent of each other, which is very reasonable. For tractability, we assume that ZIs are drawn independently from the standard Gumbel distribution, right? Perfect. Such an assumption is very common in the choice modeling literature. See, for example, this. As will become clear later, we will work with the exponent of the intrinsic utility, which are called the preference weights for the sake of brevity. I don't think we need to have these assumptions, at least for now. We refer to them simply as weights, therefore we define WI is e to the UI, which are called weights. For any I, we assume that WIs are IID samples from a probability distribution. Numbers further, we define the ratio of maximum value that W takes to minimum value. So factors we'll discuss later. Okay, these are extra things, we don't need them now. Ranking is the consumer also has an outside option. We said forget about it for now. Okay, we can put represent part J0 outside option. And we have Z0, we assume that against solution FW from of time. This assumption is partly motivated by the large number for the online platform. Okay, for me, more interesting part is how they model consumers type and how they model utility of the consumer once they hit it, based on the ranking, right? I want to see the effect of the rank in the utility of the consumer. Bro. Shit. Okay. The consumers goes through a two-stage process. Okay, that's good. I like the two-stage process. Let's write it out. In my model for now, it's not no two-stage process. Because they are interesting, more realistic, because it's usually you pick some like 2-3 items, you go on Amazon, you see the list, especially if it's on your laptop, not on your phone. You check 2-3 items and then go more in depth about them and then choose one, right? Anyways, I don't know if we need the two-stage in our study. Their model did not revolutionize the world of platforms. Just a nice model, a realistic, beautiful model. In the first stage, she conducts we now do the process. In the first stage, she conducts a costly sequential search to screen positions, in particular when the consumer screens, and I'm curious to know if it is personalized or not. I don't think it is personalized. Alright, let's go ahead. When the consumer screen position, she observes the weights of the product placed in that position, and she adds that product to her consideration set. They have this consideration set. Which is a very nice assumption. Where am I? In the second stage, she observes the idiosyncratic UI. Part of the idiosyncratic is ZI, right? Yes. Part idiosyncratic part of utility of product within her consideration set, and she selects a product from her consideration set with the highest total utility. The summation of algorithm of the weight and idiosyncratic. In the following, we provide a micro foundation model for how the consumers optimally conducts the search process and microproblem for how the consumer optimally conducts the search process and forms her considerations. That is very interesting. That is very close to what we want. Forming your consideration set and how you search. They have a search model. Our search model is motivated by how consumers conduct their online platform. First, consumer eyeball eyeball the product in high positions to observe basic features which corresponds to the weight in our model. However, eyeballing does not reveal all the details. Eyeball is a nice word. About the product. Therefore, after eyeballing a subset of products, the consumer evaluates them individually, for example, by visiting web pages of those products in order to learn more products which corresponds to idiosyncratic part of the utility. ZI, right? Our two-stage search process captures such consumer behavior. Both stages of this process are costly for the consumer. In stage 1, she incurs a screening cost. Exactly, screening cost for eyeballing. First, that is what we are interested, which is related to DCG. First stage. What is it? Screen cost? Screening cost. Screening cost for eyeballing. Whereas in the stage 2, she pays an evaluation cost for each product in her consideration set. Okay, makes sense. Second stage. Evaluation cost. Which we are not modeling this part, I guess, for we're so dumb. Flies are so dumb. Like, how do they get here and they don't know the way back? That's so stupid. Honestly, I don't remember the name of the streets at all. I just, based on my memory, I go back. Oh, that's actually because we are in a two-dimensional world. But because they can fly, they are in a three-dimensional world. And there is a problem in mathematics that says a drunk person can get back home, but a drunk dove or pigeon cannot get back to her nest. That's amazing. Actually, I don't know the proof, but it's crazy, right? Because there is much more space. And I think a drunk person who lives in a drunk person who lives in a one-dimensional world, he definitely gets back to his world. However, okay, eyeballing does not reveal all the details about the products. Therefore, after eyeballing a subset, okay, evaluation them individually. For example, individually, for example, by visiting web pages of those products in order to learn more details about those products. which corresponds to the idiosyncratic part of their utility. Our two-stage search process captures such consumer behavior. Both stages of this process are closely for the consumer. Stage 1, she concurs the screening. We just read this part. Why do we read them again? Okay. Consistent with some papers in the literature on consider then choose modeling, Hauser and Werner Feld, we assume that the consumer incorporates the evaluation cost that she will pay in the second stage upfront when deciding on her consideration set. I don't get this part, but doesn't matter. Later in section 3, we provide more details. Discussion on how our model differs from the existing search models. As stated earlier, to form consumer undergo a costly search process that highly depends on position dependent, which we want. Search costs of a consumer, we assume our consumer population has K types. Very nice. Which is matches our notation. And that the position dependent search cost varies across all types. Oh, that's a strange. I don't feel it matches my model. Position dependent search cost varies across different types of consumers. In a sense, yeah, I get it, right? If you go back to our iPhone example, right? We know that consumer behavior for buying an expensive product, they spend more time screening different products. While for a cheap product, they don't care much. Like you want to buy toilet paper, you just buy the first one or second one. That's it, over. You don't care about the reviews. It just shit works. But if you want to buy an expensive item, you spend more time, you screen more products. So if our query is iPhone, it makes sense that for an iPhone case, a consumer with a type that is looking for intent or type are the same. They have higher screening cost or less screening incentive. They just want to find their screen, and that's part of the reason they cause flooding, because they choose a lot. They click on the product, their purchase volume is higher, while for an iPhone person who wants, his intent is buying a cell phone, the phone itself, they spend more time going over different models of iPhone. Is it Pro? Is it Pro Plus? Is it what else do we have? 11, 13, 14. What amount of RAM should they have, or graphic, whatever, CPU? Therefore, it makes sense. It makes complete sense that this assumption, position dependent cost varies across different types. More precisely, each K in K is characterized by a set of costs. Yes, 1K. NK. Where SJK is, I guess, cost of eyeballing of product J for consumer with intent K. Search cost of the consumer of type screen to product. SJK is cost of eyeballing product J for, in our model we can say, okay, it doesn't depend on K. We can say it's just SJ, as I did actually yesterday. Well, SJ in my notation and their notation are different. We have cost as LJ, but it still makes sense. Cost of eyeballing for product J for intent K. Perfect, right? Screen cost. That's why we call them S, because of screen cost. We assume SJK is finite and non-negative, of course. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, for example, if it was an entertainment platform, like it was Instagram Reels or YouTube Short, you could say, yeah, it's not my type, still I gain some value from it and SJK is positive. But okay, for YouTube or Instagram Reels, we don't have the two-stage search. Right. Assume SJ plus 1 is greater than SJK. So I assume that 2 yesterday, that the lower you go, the screening cost increases. So I assume that too, which is good. Wait a second, what is this? Yeah, okay, SJ plus, there is another line that says SJK is great. That is just an assumption. That is a assumption on ranking of the types. But this SJ plus 1K greater than SJK, this is a natural assumption. And J, that is for any type, higher position have lower search cost. Exactly. The assumption that SJK increases in J is in line with the empirical evidence in Kim et al. Oh, okay, they had a study, Kim et al. What is it? Kim et al., Chen and Yao, and okay, a lot of studies. We further assume that as K increases, consumers get more patient. All right, that's also a good assumption. We talked about different price categories. K increases assumption. This is just an assumption for giving our problem more order, which is good. K increase more patient. But there is one other thing that is missing in this model, and is the fact that we don't have categories assumption for the products here. In my model, I assume that yes, we have K types of consumers, and these K types have their own product. So if they find their own thing, they gain something. But if they don't find their own thing, it's just a loss. Here they are thinking that the end products are just for everybody. More patient. So there is another different. That's so good that first you come up with your own model, then you can check other models. First, always give yourself the chance to create, to be creative. Oof, dude, I'm so good. So SJK, cost of screening product J for consumer K is more than the same shit for type K plus 1, because type K plus 1 is more patient. And he has more, like now he's flying. I like that they hit his head. Size of a bee. One can sort the customers in terms of their patience level. We also assume that the consumer type, well, that is actually may not be true, because in our case, we are saying different, like once you search for a query like iPhone, we have different categories of products. We have phones, we have cases, we have, what else comes? We have headphones, not headphones, hands-free, or we have charger cubes, right? So the thing is that also I mentioned that for iPhone, people are more patient because it's more expensive. They put more time screening different products. 12, 13, 14, Pro, mega size, mini, I don't know. But for case, they are not as patient. They just want to buy a case. Or for cube, for the cube or for the charger, they don't care at all. Or for the cables. Therefore, we can say here they are assuming that each K has different patience level. But what if in our case, charger cube and cables, they have the same patience level, right? They are different categories, but they have different. Anyways, I am saying that we can assume in our case, we can say for different categories, we have different patience levels, but I don't, yeah, you have different patient level, but it doesn't mean that all of them require to be different. Different, they just can have different patient level, patient's level. But for example, cases on cables, they have the same patient's level. Well, this is actually true here too, right? They're assuming it's not a strict inequality. So okay. Anyway, good that we are talking about this stuff because it makes our model more clear for us. Good. If I open the door, you can't go. No, go back. Don't go back to the window. Where are you? I think he got kind of disappointed of these windows, which is smart. Hopefully I don't need to kill him. Where are you? Now I cannot see him. Anyways, next time. I kept the door open. More precisely, each type K in K is, okay, we read this. This is a reasonable assumption when one can sort the customers in terms of their patients. Very good assumption, very nice assumption. I love it. Let's put a heart here. Perfect. Let's also put a heart here. And we know that there is a type distribution prior. Yes, perfect. That is also a good assumption. I don't have a probabilistic model yet, but it's a good assumption because, oh, we actually talked about it in our model yesterday too. Based on our history, we know that this many people want this. Each type has their own population and consumers search procedure. Facing a ranking pie. Okay. Consumer. Okay, actually we need to show something for ranking, right? We are talking on a space of ranking, so it's pi is a good, well, we don't want to study permutation, but we need to name them something. Consumer of type K in K sequentially. Pi is a function from n to n, right? Which is similar to DCG in our model. Not pi, but a score for the rank. Note that this is a finite horizon sequential decision-making process. A non-anticipatory policy for this problem entails for the following decisions. At each step, the consumer needs to decide whether to screen another position or stop her search procedure. Okay. This is actually nice. This is part of their study. I don't know how we wanna model it. This is unique to them. When a consumer stops screening process. So there are, look, we have a lot of similarities and we have some minor differences. Consumer, and actually this search procedure defines their objective function, which is very nice. Decide to continue screening or stop. Note that this is a finite horizon sequential looking process and non-anticipatory policy for this problem. At each step, the consumer needs to decide whether to screen another search position. If she decides to screen another position, then she also needs to decide which position. What? That is so weird. That is not natural. I don't like that. She's just scrolling. She's not saying, "Oh, let's go from rank 2 to rank 10." No. If you are rank 2, next thing you can see is rank 3. That's it. So I don't like the assumption that she chooses her, it's not natural, her next position for a screening. Which position to screen next? When she screens position J, then she observes the weight of product I, PJ, the product place, what the fuck, in position J, and incurs the search cost of SJK, which is the sum, and U, but ZZI. Remark that for observing the weight of product I, the consumer only pays its screening cost. For observing the weight of product I, observing the weight of product I, screening cost. Yes. However, she also accounts for the evaluation cost that she plays. Observe idiosyncrasy. Alright. That sounds right. Yeah. Note that by adding product I, the consumer only observes its intrinsic part of the utility, equivalently its weight, and not its idiosyncratic part. If the consumer stops, she observes the idiosyncratic part of the utility of all products in her consideration set. Also, right, that's very true. And purchases the one that has the highest realized utility. The consumer needs to make the above stopping decision only based on her current information, weight of the product that she has screened too far. We denote the class of all anticipatory policies as a well, we assume that the consumer always screens the no purchase option. Our comparison with other models too, they have this. It's also interesting. Dude, I don't have energy to read more. Let me just, I got tired. Let me leave it to Speechify. But okay, I got the meat of the model, that's it. The rest I'm curious about. I think it helps us not to reinvent the wheel. Do you think it's gone? I cannot hear. Oh, it's here again. But I don't like the noise from outside, so let's see if we can guide him out. Yo, buddy, what are you doing? Get out! Come here. Dude, I don't want to take him with my hands. That's so. I don't want to hold them. Okay, then no. Who reads books? Where are you? Yeah, here. No. Dude, look at this side of the room. By the way, it's a silent study room. You cannot talk a lot. Bro, this is a fucking big fly. I'm gonna kill him, probably. I couldn't kill him, but I'm gonna close the door. Because now I have something to kill him. That's it. My mercy expired. Fuck off! If you wanna stay alive. Alright. So what was that? Speechify? Let me see. It's the first one actually. Bra. Acts like a cat. It goes like to the corner of the window. If I can cut one of his wings. Is that animal harassment? Fuck you. Is that animal harassment? I don't know. Flies do not count as animals. Hopefully I can catch him alive. That's the best thing. Don't move. I wanna catch you alive. Bro. Okay, I got him. Yeah, I got him. Guys, I got him alive. Oh, that's the best case scenario. Best case scenario. Well, the thing is that he's alive. I can see him walking. I don't know if I broke his wing or not. So when I threw it, it just didn't fly. Or maybe he's just a bit confused of what happened. Let me see. Well, I guess he flied because I cannot see him anymore. Perfect! Best case scenario. Dude, I love animals. Well, I love horses and big cats and dogs. Not all of animals. I hate monkeys. Min Chen, diversify e-commerce session. Diego. Alright. Which one was it? New. How can I delete them?
Product ranking on online platforms. MASA Direction. University of Maryland, Department of Computer Science, College Park MD, MASA at cs.umd.edu. Negan Galrazi. MIT Sloan School of Management, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, Cambridge, MA, GOL-RZAE at MIT.edu.
Right. Consumer search procedure.
Yale School of Management, Yale University, New Haven Court, Vaide.Manshadi at Yale.edu. Consumer search procedure, facing a ranking pie. A consumer of type K set membership symbol K sequentially screens positions to observe the weight of products placed in them and includes those products in her consideration set. Note that this is a finite horizon sequential decision-making process. A non-anticipatory policy for this problem entails the following decisions. At each step, the consumer needs to decide whether to screen another position or stop her search procedure. If she decides...
Okay. When I read information retrieval stuff, yeah. Score of a ranking, exactly. In information retrieval society, community, um, they assign a score. They rank. They sort of to the ranking itself. They don't say, "Oh, consumer comes up to here." So that's one thing for sure. For sure, consumers like stopping is not a good criteria. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole ranking should have a score regardless of consumer. Okay, you can say one thing, like you can say, which is I think another work that Ehsan is doing, is that based on our history, we have seen how much consumers come to choose the first rank, the second rank, third rank, all right, and then I wanna score like my DCG, similar to DCG scoring, will be based on those probability weights. Which, for that, for comparing different rankings based on this metric, we need a counterfactual, which this consumer search model may be helpful, but we cannot, because we have a list and we have these probabilities, but we don't have probabilities for another list, which requires counterfactual, which requires us coming or A/B testing, consumer search procedure. Anyways, it can be helpful. Exactly. Okay, what is the result of our discussion here is that this consumer search procedure model by itself cannot rank the products, but in a counterfactual model, it can help us to compare different ranking based on DCG weights that are from the probabilities of consumer clicking on each link. Okay, that was too short, but we talked about it yesterday too. And I know what I'm talking about, even though I may not be very clear about it. So, however, Einstein says if you cannot explain it to a kid, you didn't understood it well. So I just understood it in a good level. I don't want to get into details.
To screen another position, then she also needs to decide which position to screen next.
Which is
When
a
she
stupid.
screens position J, then she observes the weight of product I equals pi J, i.e., the
This
product
is
placed
stupid. I
in
don't like
position
it.
J, and incurs the search cost of SKJ, which is the sum of the screening and evaluation costs. Remark that for observing the weight of product I, the consumer only pays its screening cost. However, she also accounts for the evaluation cost that she will pay later to observe the idiosyncratic part. Note that by adding product I, the consumer only observes its intrinsic part of the utility, equivalently, its weight, and not its idiosyncratic part. If the consumer stops, she observes the idiosyncratic part of the utility of all the products in her consideration set and purchases the one that has the highest realized utility. The consumer needs to make the above stopping decision only based on her current information, i.e., based.
So if the consumer stops, she observes the idiosyncratic part of the utility of all the product in her consideration set and purchases the one that has the highest realized utility. Yeah, that makes sense. You buy the one with the highest utility. The consumer needs to make the above stopping decision. So what is the type of the consumer, by the way? So here they're assuming, fuck yeah, they're so dumb. Fuck. That's the major difference between my model and their model. That's the major difference between my model and their model. This is actually the most important difference. So let me explain it. In my model, what am I saying? We are saying in our problem we say that we have a query. For this query, products from different categories are being shown. We have different category assumption. We have big category, like we have this category assumption. We wanna study how to list products with different categories next to each other or categorize them. It's the main goal of the research is about. Dude, when I want to talk fast, I get headache. Okay. The main goal of the research is about the presentation of products that are related to one query but are from different categories. Here, they don't say that the products are from different categories. The only thing that makes consumers with different types different from each other is their patience level. Is that consumers with higher type are willing to screen more. That's all it is. But in my model, if you are a consumer with a different type, it means that you are looking for a cat product with a different category. So here, the only place that the types show themselves is about the patience level. It is not about UI or ZI. And if you remember in what I said earlier, in my model, we can have different patience model because of categories. As a result of having different categories shown to each other. Because if a product is in the category of case, people have less patience level. But if it is in the category of iPhone, they have more patience level. Wow. So in their model, patience is extrinsic. In my model, patience is intrinsic. What is intrinsic? So patience is given in their model. Patience in my model can be a result of having different categories, which is again an assumption, but let's go ahead.
On the weights of the products that she has screened so far, we denote the class of all non-anticipatory policies, as described above, but we assume that the consumer always screens the no purchase option, that is, the consideration set of the consumer includes product 0. Thus, when the consumer stops her search, there is a chance that she leaves the platform without making any purchase. Let C be the consideration set of the consumer when she stops her search. Define W as WI set membership symbol C. Note that set W is fully known to the consumer. Then, the expected welfare of a consumer of type K under ranking pi is given by welk pi CW equals maxi set membership symbol C union set symbol 0 log WI plus ZIIXSK pi 1 I set membership symbol C 1. Electronic copy available at https:// where the expectation is with respect to WRT, ZI, I set membership symbol C union set symbol 0. Note that the outside option, product 0, is always included in the consideration set. However, to simplify the notation, we do not explicitly include it in set C. Here, the first term is the expected maximum utility among the products within the consideration set C, and the second term is the incurred search cost. Observe that the search cost depends on the position of the products in C. The consumer's problem in this sequential search process can be formulated as a dynamic programming, DP, problem. Let VK CW be the expected welfare of the consumer of type K if she follows an optimal policy from this step onward when the products in C with weights W equals WI set membership symbol C are already added to her consideration set. In the rest of this section, to simplify the notation, we denote VK CW by V CW. Then, function V should satisfy the following recursive equation. V CW equals max welk CW max EV C union set symbol pi J W union set symbol W pi J I J set membership symbol and backslash pi 1 C 2, where with a slight abuse of notation, pi 1 C is the set of positions of the products within set C, i.e., J set membership symbol pi 1 C, if and only if pi J set membership symbol C. Here, the first term, i.e., well, max J set membership symbol and backslash pi 1 C EV C union set symbol pi J W union set symbol W pi J I is the expected consumer welfare if she continues her search, where the expectation in this term is WRTFW. When the consumer continues her search, she needs to decide about the next position that she wants to screen. The maximization in the second term captures this decision. In section 4, we present the consumer's optimal policy, i.e., the solution to the aforementioned DP. Having described our search model, next we provide a discussion on difference between our model and other search models. 3.1.1 Comparison with other models. As mentioned above, our search model is motivated by the two-stage process that the consumer undergoes when searching online. A single-stage search model, such as the seminal work of Weitzman, 1979, assumes that the consumer learns both the weight and the idiosyncratic utility of a product in a single stage of the search. Such a model is used by Sug, 2016, and Chu et al., 2017. In the single-stage search model of Sug, 2016, and Chu et al., 2017, products placed in lower positions do not impact the choice probability of higher positioned products unless the consumer searches all of the products.
This paper gets difficult and complicated because they have this search policy assumption for the consumers, right? They have this search and they have to now the platform, once the platform designs, the platform needs to take into consideration the consumer's behavior, while in ranking information retrieval community, they assign a score to a ranking. They don't consider the consumer's search behavior directly. Therefore, that simplifies the problem. That actually isolates the problem. And it's easier.
Said another way, the substitution effects between lower positioned products and higher positioned ones are not captured in these models. In practice, such models would translate to the following process. On an online platform, a consumer fully examines the first product and observes her utility from that product.
That was a huge paper.
She either
Shout out
stops
to
her search
Nagin.
or moves on to the second product and
paper.
fully examines it. This process differs from the consumer search behavior, first eyeballing and then carefully evaluating a subset, that we propose in our work. Electronic copy available at https://ssrn.com/abstract=3130378. 13. In modeling the consumer search as a two-stage process, we follow the consider then choose modeling paradigms that have been widely proposed and studied in marketing and operations literature. In consider then choose modeling, while in some papers, example Awad et al., 2015, Jajabathula and Razmovici and Tung, 2016, Awad et al., 2019, the consideration set is exogenously sampled. In some others, example Roberts and Latin, 1991, Hauser, 2014, Wang and Sahin, 2017, to form a consideration set, the consumer accounts for the evaluation cost of products. In the latter set of papers, the consumer evaluates a product in the second stage after she has already formed her consideration set. However, she accounts for this evaluation cost upfront when she includes the product in her consideration set. We use the same process in the second stage of our search model. The main factor differentiating our model from the existing consider then choose models pertains to the first stage.
Like their model also has a lot of similar models. So it's not super strange. I was feeling like, oh shit, the model I'm presenting is quite similar to them. And first of all, by all the explanation, we know that our model is different from their model. We are studying different thing from them, which is good, means we found a problem that hasn't been studied and we want to study it. But even them, they have a nice model. It was not that they came up with it themselves. Like there are thousands of models similar to them. Like there are models since 1979. That's crazy.
Of the search. In our work, the consideration set is formed endogenously through a sequential screening process in which the consumer needs to pay a position-dependent screening cost to take a first glance at a product, to observe its preference weight. We remark that on online platforms most products are not initially visible to the consumer. As such,
I'm interested to read this part, the platform information.
We explicitly account for this screening cost. 3.2 Platforms Information and Objectives. We start by describing the platform's knowledge regarding products and consumer types. We then proceed to present the platform's objectives. The platform knows
one of the problems we had yesterday was coming up with an objective for the platform. One thing is that we have two different separate kind of presentation. One is by category and the other one is a list having different products. I don't know how to compare these two to each other, but for the second one we can come up with an objective function that compares different rankings.
Of the weights, FW, as well as the realized weights of the end products to be ranked. Access to a large amount of historical data and computational power makes it reasonable to assume that well-established online platforms have such perfect knowledge. Note that there is an information asymmetry between the platform and consumers. Unlike the platform, the consumers have no information about the product weights, except for knowing the distribution FW. Rather, they need to incur search costs in order to observe the weights for a subset of products. In regard to consumers' type and search costs, the platform knows the type distribution, theta 1, theta 2, theta k. However, the platform does not observe the type of consumers. Further, we assume that the platform knows the search costs skj, j set membership symbol n, k set membership symbol k. Later, in sections 5 and 6, we analyze the W-ordered ranking that does not rely on the platform's knowledge of the type distribution and search costs. We focus on a platform-centric objective as well as a consumer-centric one. In particular, our first objective is maximizing the platform's market share, whereas our second one is maximizing consumer welfare. We study the platform's ranking problems for each objective separately. Market share, Let CK Pi be the consideration set of consumers of type K under ranking Pi when the consumer follows her optimal search policy. In section 4, we describe how CK Pi is formed under the optimal search.
Okay, enough. The thing with their model and type is that consumer type is just about the patient's level, and it doesn't have any connection to the product. Exactly. Okay, what's the time? I think we deserve a 1.5 round. And then after that I'm gonna email Ehsan, and actually before emailing us, I can email Ehsan and then go edit my yesterday's model. Let's give the more momentum to this project. Let's make meetings faster.
Let's roll.
Wait, what? How did he? Wait, why aren't they shooting? What is this game? Why don't they kill us? This is so fun, but that's so fun actually. What's going on? They decided not to play the game? Who's shooting? What's going on? Okay, it counts as half a round. I don't know what was. Strangest thing happened. Let me check if I can find the fly.
Let's roll.
Yeah, he's gone. Oh shit, charge. No, don't kill. I wanna go terrorist. Is it the same team? If it is the same team, I'd rather be the. It's not the same thing. I'm so self-conscious of my facial expression now. Dude, I cannot move it. Oh shit. Okay. Okay. I guess those things are bad. Bitch, where did you go? I should do something. Oof, headshot. Ah! Ah. Ah. My car is trying to move. Fuck, I forgot. Okay, one full day and then. Okay, I don't know what to do. Like this. Why are they leaving? Damn, having the poker face should be very difficult. Wow, okay, what happened? Why did they leave? Why, I don't know, guys. Let's play together. What's going on? Oh, okay, they're joining. Alright. That's so dumb. It's like Sid in the what was it? Ice Age. His tongue goes out. Bro. Wait, how can somebody be better than me? This fucking Plato. Asshole. Uh-oh. Ooh. Headshot. Oh shit, dude. Okay. I don't know. Oh shit. Dude, this gun doesn't kill. What's this one in my head? Oh. All wrong. I cannot control my eyebrows. Let's keep frowning. Mm. Mm. Don't move your fucking eyebrows. Mm. Don't move them. Oh, don't move them. Bro, just killed him. I killed him. What are you talking about? I killed him, obviously. What was that? Fuck the eyebrows. Just let them. Let's play like that. Here. I'm tired. Ah, here's the muscle there. Noripuri is killing. So good. What? Very chicken. How do they see? How do they model the other bots to see us? That's actually very interesting. This dude nailed me. Where do they go after that? I don't even have the, what is it called? Life to change, to jump off that position if I go there. Let's go. They're all bots? No, they have one. And we are like 2 people, they're bots. Bitch. Counter forces use this space better, I don't know why. Yeah, it's one shot. Why do they jump downstairs? I don't. They have such a clean shot from here. Do we have the same? They always have the downstairs. Oh shoot, don't kill me. Interesting. I think terrorists never go downstairs. You just wanna go up. Alright, let's do the, so email, yeah. Yeah, let's email. I need to apply some oil on my beard. And then we wanna after the email we wanna go um, edit our, yeah, let's do the editing first. We write it here. Now that we have compared it to Negin's paper, we have a clear understanding. This comparison was really helpful. So we don't have personalization. Uh, here is okay, I will change it to theta. Um, let's add something here. Paragraph. One dimensional model. For query Q, for query Q, the platform returns, finds n item, m item, m item, m item for query Q, the platform finds m item relatable. We use G for products without looking at the keyword. All right. Yeah, items for query queue, the platform was. Items belong to K categories of uh, for query queue, the platform finds M item relatable be using for the products or the items. The items belong to K categories of K categories consumer consumer has the intent to buy. These are earlier assumptions. We can talk about this. You may say, okay, we have these products. User has an intent which falls into one of these categories, but you may say the categories and the typeset do not match exactly. Maybe typeset is more granular and categories are more coarser. So has the intent. What was the opposite of coarse in topology? Finer, yeah. Consumer has the intent type / intent is one of these categories. Okay, I'm here. Say the consumer type is a finer part of M which is a nested, what is it called? Finer nested. Nested in a coarser partition. Consumer spec may be a finer partition of M nested in a coarser partition of alright, that's enough. Oh, where are you? Okay, K categories. Okay, so shit. These categories. What do we have next? Platform has a prior on user's intent. Platform has a prior the platform has a user on user's intent based on the history of the purchase. For the query. Actually, this is very nice. And let's introduce it right here. Which is what's wrong? What is wrong with Grammarly? Okay, this is right. Oh, yeah, User's intent based on the history of the purchase for the query. Q. Now we want to say um, yes. So nothing here. I said M1 to MK. The partition. AI. I say A. That A. K. B. The items belong to category J. Okay. And then we want to say we have, this is an assumption, maybe a product belongs to two categories. Wait, why am I here? It was about to be a bad video. I'm so happy I didn't search anything. Okay. Prior. We have M equals, I want to say union, separate, mutually exclusive union. Actually, I can. Use ChatGPT. Mutually exclusive union in LaTeX may hurt your usage policy. I want to use the union sign but in a partition mode that is more square shape with sharp corners. Big is cup. Is it it? Big is cup. Yes, exactly. It's got A K. Exactly. Okay. All of these have assumptions involved that can be changed later. Now we have a score for each item. That's it, we actually wrote it down. Phew. Um, so I don't want to talk about the score of each category. First of all, we have this problem. We cannot compare an iPhone with a case. It just doesn't make sense. Like you may say iPhone 14 is more popular than iPhone 13, and a transparent case is more popular than Tell me. Like black case, right? So what you wanna do is what we wanna do. We cannot say an iPhone is more popular. Well, this is true, kind of. This is kind of fucked up thing, and this is kind of true. Is that the transparent case is actually more popular than iPhone. What do we mean by iPhone is that it has more click-through rate, so it is more popular. But in a sense, you can compare them, then you say, okay, click-through rate for this case is more than iPhone. But in another sense, you may say, they are from different categories, so we cannot compare them. It doesn't make sense to compare click-through rate. Even click-through rate times the price, right? Even click-through rate times price or expected revenue for a case with a, well, actually that makes sense to do that. Anyways, that is actually smart. That is what they did in the other context. CTR hat times price. Well, we should definitely talk about this stuff. Like I can see multiple paths we can take, and all of these paths are not taken, so we cannot say, oh, this path is better than the other. And I need Ehsan's opinion because he knows what's up in real life. We have AK. Where is it? Yeah, consumer with type K. Screening cost. Screening cost of a consumer with type K will be Okay. Bruh. Died? No. So yesterday what we said was this. What is total loss UCA times LK? But dude, why do you die suddenly? Uh, L. And K. Type K will be LJ0 of K, where LJ0 of K, where J0 of K is minimum over pi of J. Where is it? So we should not say LJ0K, but we should say L pi I0K. Pi minus 1 J, where J belongs to AK. Oh, okay. Um, what was that? Changing font size. What are you doing? No, that's not. Left and right. Okay, perfect. So what are we maximizing expected of? L of IK What did I write it down? I0B. Which is equal to sigma on K theta K times theta K times L I. That's it. That's it. I think we're good. Let me also change I0K to superscript. Where is it? We also have one here. Screening cost of a consumer with type K will be depends on the position of depends on the consumer attack, depends on the position of first item he observed from his category. Where this actually should be equidef. Isn't it equidef? Equidef. And L is an increasing function. Question. How can we compare the one-dimensional okay, perfect. Wow, Nico's changed a lot. Okay, that's it. That's it, I guess. Let's go email and done. Email and done. Okay, guys, by the way, I'm just typing the emails. You are free to go.